What's up, everyone? Check out the Comic Outlaw on YouTube. Drop us a like and just say what's up. And here we go. We haven't done this in a while. We're doing book 2 of ElfQuest, written by Richard and Wendy Pini. Really good books, really good series. And we kind of kicked off. We kind of did like the full set. It kind of came full circle. Our characters got kicked out of their homes. They found a new home in the desert. They had to travel for a while. They found themselves. They found a new family. We're starting off with the mother of memory, and she's kind of the leader of the group, the leader of the desert dwellers, the sun people, sun elves. And she's drifting up. She's actually expanding with, using an astral projection, reaching out far, far beyond the stars, the void, touching the mental plane, the astral plane, drifting between things until something reaches out and touches her. And she is surprised and yet pleased. Change is to come, and it will come soon. Meanwhile, we see where Cutter left off. He's a father now of not one but two cubs. And even though Cutter does have kids, he's still mischievous. He's out taking them on a little trip right now, just through nature, through the plains, kind of guiding them, teaching them how to survive, how to be outside, how to learn their customs as wolf riders, because they came from the forest, not the desert. Now, there's a scorpion about to bite one of the kids, and Lita, Cutter's wife, comes out of nowhere and kills it. And this is kind of a recap on just how happy they are together. They're soulmates. They're destined to be together. They know each other's hidden name. It was fate that drew these two souls together. And this is their kids, their lives, and they've basically just adapted. The Wolf Riders have adapted now to living in the desert fully. Both tribes have basically just kind of became one. And like I said, it's just a small recap of what kind of happened in between, Lita becoming pregnant, having the twins, the event that was a big surprise that it was twins, just days spending time together as a family. And while others are honing their skills and others have grudges they can't seem to let go of. Take Strongbow, for example. He doesn't talk, he just sends. It's kind of like a mental projection they have between them. He hasn't really forgiven the humans. Skywise, on the other hand, has been taking advantage of the local cuisine, you know what I mean? Sampling every delicious plate that comes his way. Truly a ladies' man. But he gets interrupted when a call from Cutter. They actually find humans. And Strongbow is really not in a forgiving mood. He actually hates humans. Very prejudiced against them. Humans and elves have been in war for basically centuries. For as long as the elves have been here, the elves and the humans have never gotten along. It's surprising because one of the elves just stand up and just flat out just say, kill them. We gotta just kill them now. They're nothing but trouble. The last time we saw humans, they burnt down our forest. They almost killed one of our own tribesmen, Red Lance. And they're kind of having a back and forth here. Kind of arguing, whose land is what and where. And this often happened in different tribes. There was often land disputes. And usually it was settled by violence. When two groups can get along. And like I said, this is a recap right here. This is Red Lance. This was the character that was tortured actually in the first story. He almost died when they made the crossing over. And they're kind of discussing the idea of either being passionate or forgiving or just outright killing them. And the human goes on to explain kind of his side, that after they kind of touch down, these elf creatures touch down, these monsters appeared too. And it also changed the beasts and the creatures of the land. That energy, that whatever it was that landed. So it's kind of a back and forth, like you do one thing to me, I do one thing to you, I hurt your tribe, you hurt my tribe. And the back and forth, on and on. Someone once said the problem with eye for an eye is that everyone goes eventually blind. But the humans go on to say that they've been suffering too. They've had problems in their tribe, people are starving. And there's basically just, after the forest fires, there's been plenty of chaos and misery to go around for the humans. And this is kind of messed up. One of the elves takes a shot at the little kid, kind of to get them to get the kid to get the point to run away. That the elves should be feared, and the humans are nothing to them, basically. Now, Cutter's making the decision just to have them go instead of killing them, and this sets off Strongbow. This does not make him happy at all. He thinks the humans should be dealt with because now they have an idea of where they are, and he doesn't want other humans to find them. And this kind of creates a conflict between Cutter and Strongbow. Both men are strong, prideful warriors, and they kind of have a moment where they're sending to each other, going back and forth, talking faster than words. And they kind of come to an arrangement. They kind of let cooler heads prevail, and the tribe goes on. Now they go and talk to the mother of memory, and they mention that it might be time to go back, to go home, to see what's left of it, to see what happened to the trolls, the trees, the forest from whence they came. For they've had a longing to be back in nature, with the trees, hunting with their pack. Now, as the kids play, Cutter kind of comes to this decision to see if they're just to see what's left of the forest, and he has to do it. And Lita kind of stands by him. She understands how much it's part of his tribe, how much it's part of their ways and traditions. So she decides to kind of support him on this. And of course, they're in love, and it's kind of a very interesting bond they have. Now, as Cutter's discussing it with the rest of the tribe, he's kind of going over the basic idea that they're going to go back the way they came, through the desert, through that cliff's edge, and kind of into the tunnels, and see if they can somehow get back in. So the tribe has a talk. They all kind of agree with it. They all have a moment where they all stand together. It's kind of like a joining, where all their minds are linked. Very interesting. And of course, as Cutter's getting ready, he says goodbye to his children. He says goodbye to his wife. He hops on a horse, but he also takes his wolf with him. And of course, Cutter is not going alone. Because if you know anything about this guy, he's always going with him. His faithful sidekick, his main man, Skywise. After he says goodbye to a few ladies, he gives them their sweet regards, and him and Cutter take off. And as they're traveling by night, of course, resting by day, they come to the cliff, and they find that it's not sealed off anymore. Matter of fact, it's open. The rocks have been cleared. And not only that, there's no trolls anywhere. There's not a single troll in the whole halls. And this is weird because this is their area, their kingdom. You think they would at least see one guard, one sentry, but nothing. The throne room's completely empty. The treasure's been cleared out. Everything's gone. It looks like someone just picked up and left. So this guy's Cutter and Skywise really wondering what's going on. And as they come back to their former home and see that it's still decimated, but it's growing. I mean, there's still life growing from the decimation, from the trees. There's green. So that means there might be hope. But we'll find out the next time, won't we? And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.